Hello and welcome to Dauntless. This is a free-to-play monster hunting game, much like Monster Hunter. I mean, it's Monster Hunter free-to-play. You go out and hunt creatures and take them down and bring back pieces of them to craft into armor and weapons. You can see my armor and weapon have a sort of spiky, scaly look to them. They're actually made from an electrical lizard called the Drask, which is a super pain to kill and is not even like a top tier difficulty creature. But yeah, this is what I've been playing for lately. I've been playing a lot of this. I'm not sure why I really get into this, or I'm really into this. I think it's the way you hunt the creatures is they telegraph abilities that you have to dodge through, because when you dodge, you're damage immune, so you dodge through the abilities and the attacks and just wail on them until they're downed. I play I guess I'm hammer main. I just like using the hammer, which I'll get into the weapons here in a second. But my job is to disrupt them and knock them out for my team, which requires timing and paying attention to the boss movements, which is a lot like, it kind of reminds me of tanking in World of Warcraft, which I play a lot as well. I just like that, knowing the pattern, knowing the fight, and then being able to contribute directly like that. So I think that's why I just like it. But yeah, it's free to play for PC. They do have controller support, but there hasn't been any mention that I know of bringing it to console. But it's really fun. I hope they do. I think it'd be really cool. So this is your main hub world. When you start playing the game, this chick right here will give you your quests. She still gives me quests, but she kind of gives you introductory quests, introduces you to the different mechanics and gameplay routines on how to queue for things, teaches you about different creatures and things like that. This right here is your bulletin board. You actually use this to queue into different matchmaking types. I just recently unlocked, I believe this counts, I think this is tier 3. This is tier 1, 2, 3. You progress. This is the beginner one where you first start the game. Each zone has its own set of resources that you can collect to create potions, and its own set of creatures that you can fight at varying difficulties. Obviously, 1, 2, 3, they get more difficult the higher you go. I just now got the quest going to tier 3, which is, I hear, it's super, like that's the game towards the end game, because I think up here is the next end game one, which is, I might start finding regular people to play that with to just help me understand, because I still barely understand these guys here. But this is how you queue in. You have patrol, which sends you on it gives you a random monster to fight. It will give you different currencies to create or upgrade your weapons and armor. Expeditions will allow you to, instead of currencies at the end of the fight, collect resources that you need for potions, which are important. And pursuits are just specific creatures that you can hunt if you have a quest or a daily to complete, or if you're trying to upgrade a specific set of gear or weapon that you're trying to upgrade to max. And here you got yourself an alchemist. This is the guy you come to, and he will craft you potions. He doesn't really charge anything. He's just here to he's your UI for crafting potions. You have different types that do different things. I'm currently using the health one, which you get for free. You get 5 free per hunt. I'm using Bulwark, which reduces incoming damage for 3 hits. It reduces damage for the next 3 hits. I have, I believe, a Frenzy Tonic, which gives me increased damage for 60 seconds, and a Stamina Potion, which just increases my stamina regeneration. Oh, they're right here. Yeah, duh. That's exactly what I got. And up the stairs, back here, you have your weapon guru. So we'll talk to him real quick. The game currently has 5 different types of weapons. They're working on a 6th, which I think is supposed to be released in August. Everything's coming out in August. It's gonna be a ranged weapon, which is kind of interesting. Each has different attributes. You have your go-to sword, which does fairly good part damage, which part damage is the damage that contributes to a part of a creature breaking off, which is what you want, because that's how you get hide and horns and tails and claws and everything to upgrade your armor, create armor and weapons that you might need for that specific creature. It does good part damage and good true damage, which this game has 4 types of damage I'm not going to go into. That's a whole other thing. But it's a damagey weapon. The hammer, which I really like, and I use a lot, you insert cartridges in the back of it, and it works like a shotgun. The hammer does really good part damage, and is good for just like crushing parts. It primes them for being like broken off by, or cut off by like swords and axes and things like that. I don't think it does too much true damage. I think that's its point of it, is just to like, it's a hammer. You hammer things. It makes it easy to disorient creatures and knock them out for a couple seconds, so your team can lay into it. And it's just really fun. It's what I mainly use, because you can interrupt creatures' attacks and make them trip up or crash or something when they're charging. And it's actually a lot of fun. Chain blades are like your straight up damage weapons. They work a lot like ray sticks. Like you're kind of just laying into them. They're really fun, actually, and they don't do a lot of part damage. I believe they add slash damage, which is like what you would imagine, like a bleed. Those are also just kind of like mainly damage weapons. The axe, I believe, is somewhere in between. It feels like to me. I haven't like looked. I mean, this is my own opinion on how it feels. Somewhere in between a sword and a hammer, where it does really good part damage and does decent true damage. It feels that in between, where if you want to like contribute to like a part breaking off, but also still do pretty good damage, like an axe is a really good way to go. It has a charge ability that you can charge up your attacks and like just do a really like bam, like a really hard slam. Then you have the war pikes, which are relatively new. I'm not sure how new, but they're like the newest. They were added this year, I believe. And they are, I feel like, a cross between a sword and the chain blades. Like, they do good damage. They can add bleed, but they don't really do good part damage. I could have that wrong, but that's what it feels like to me. As you can see, each have a different creature basically they're made out of, which of course gives it different attributes which carry across. So let's say a Gnasher, which is a giant beaver. You can see I have the teeth of the beaver stuck in here. It does 110% damage versus enraged behemoths, which is they go into an enraged mode, do extra damage, more abilities, more often, that kind of thing, hit harder. I mean, enraged, they're angry. I mean, I would be too, to be honest. And that carries across different weapon types. So the Gnasher axe, which I'm not sure what it's supposed to be made of. I guess the scales right here. Also does the same, 110 damage versus enraged behemoths, and so on and so forth. So that's really convenient that the different types of weapons based on the creature, those attributes carry over, so it keeps it easy to understand.
Goodbye.
Always sunny in Ramsey, huh?
And the same goes for the armor crafter. You have your Gnasher set, you have cool shot set, and these all do. These give you, obviously, they give you health and resistance and stuff. But they all have different attributes, like the cool shot. Its main job is part damage, but these also go up to a certain point. So you can only upgrade them to a certain level. So this maxed out would be really strong in tier 1, because it's a tier 1 creature. If I were to bring this into tier 3, I would get like 2-shot. And that's something I learned the hard way. But if you were to go down to a tier 2 creature like Drask, yeah, I believe Drask is tier 2. I have some part damage pieces here that kind of function the same way, but will also give me, as you can see, max level reached 69. Max level reached on cool shot is 48. So you don't lose that ability to kind of kit out the way you want to, or for the job that you want to do. You just have to kill something bigger, which is fun.
Hey, good luck.
The game also has something similar to loot boxes called cores, which are currently gained through just reputation gains for killing creatures, making weapons, and using the alchemist. And when you hit a level, you get a core. They used to get cores at the end of hunts, but people, I guess, were abusing it by just like I don't know, speed running low level creatures for cores in like the efficient way, and like it just kind of broke things. So they just took that out. So again, this game is an open beta, so the systems might not be as fleshed out or might change. They might bring these back, but for now, when you open them, they give you cores, which are just gems that you can like slot into your gear to give you some bonuses to kind of further narrow down what you're trying to accomplish in your gear for the job. So I'm actually gonna go ahead, for the purposes of this video, queue into a tier 2 patrol, and we'll see what monster we get. Here we go. Ooh, nighttime. There's our airship. Gotta come in with the heroic entrance, because we're all badasses. So, for those that know who are curious, I am wearing a cool shot helmets, Drask, chest and legs, and Skarn boots for health to kind of maximize part damage, and also a Drask hammer. One thing I didn't mention before is lanterns. You can see on my right hip a little bit as it's swinging. Lanterns are kind of on-use buffs that you can do, which you can charge by collecting these wisps out in the world while you're looking for the creature, which is what we're doing. Or, I need that thing up there. Or, get up there. Or just by hitting the creature during a fight. So once you land, you do have to locate the creature, which the islands are not that big. There's only, the islands are kind of, they feel big, but there's really only certain areas they can be in. Kind of like, in action movies, the fights never happen like randomly. It's always like in a big open area. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So we're all kind of split up to search for it, and we're all given flares to shoot up when we find it. Which at the top, if you can look, or if you notice, we have a compass on the top. I'll get a little flag whenever someone drops a flare to kind of let me know. Oh, here we go, and I found it. So I'm going to pop my flare, which you can actually see it right there. And kind of summon everybody. I can see him. See that vent on the left side? That is an ether vent, or aether vent, that if you're hurt, you can actually go in there for a little bit of a heal. And there is the Skarn. I'll pop my flare again real quick. And start the fight. So you can see it's like almost like a rhino that uses the aether to hold rocks to itself as armor. Ooh, completed challenge. This game does have dailies that you can, dailies and weeklies you can work towards. Ooh. So each creature has a set of attacks that, oh my god. I got one shot. I'm just gonna get myself up. That's fine. Oh god. That's never one shot me before. Wait, was my health low? I don't even think I got hit. This is tier 2, but still. Anyways, each creature has a set of attacks that it can telegraph if you really pay attention, and use to your advantage. Like so, I can knock him down during that extended slam and give us a couple seconds of uninterrupted damage dealing. Ooh. Let me go ahead and actually drink a shield potion. This will protect me for the next 3 hits. You can see he's disoriented, and one good hit will knock him over. So just kind of do damage here. I do have to reload my hammer shotgun every so often. I'm gonna grab this. This is a piece that broke off. So as you can see, Skarn hide. Ooh. And now you can see my electro hammer finally had a chance to discharge and stun him for a little bit. And again, just like Dark Souls, just like Monster Hunter, you dodge to evade damage. Alright, so he's done. I'm gonna actually activate my lantern, the little swirly, which will give everybody in the swirly increases movement and attack speed. And he's about to enrage, so I should probably get out of here. Yep. Alright, reload my... Oh! Missed it. So the hammer does have a Gears of War style reload system. And I got subpar canisters. Ooh. So when he's enraged, he will curl up in a defensive ball and just throw out pieces of himself to damage anybody standing in front of him. Which you can see, he'll shake a little bit on the side that he's about to do it. Well, he didn't see the shake on this side because he threw out his back legs. Alright, he's coming out of it. I gotta discharge these bad cartridges. There we go. Ooh, he's disoriented. One good smack will do it. Boom. There we go. Pop our lantern again. Get our buddies inside the circle. As you can see, it's not a lot of time. It's only a couple seconds. So you really gotta be advantageous with these. Is he already disoriented some more? No, he's not. I mean, you can see... Oops, someone's ice weapon activated. Oop, he's taken off. Pop a health pot. Sheathe my weapon. And now we gotta track him down again. Actually, let me reload. Alright, let's see. Grab this. Just gotta find him. Is he over here? Oh, he is over here. Depending on the creature, depending on how long the fight lasts, you have to chase him a couple times. Now he won't give me opportunity, but there are some creatures that will charge, and I can literally just shoot my shotgun at him. Oh god, that does do a lot of damage. Looks like I can smack him out of it. Yep. That definitely one-shot me. I won't do another shield pox. I feel like he's real close to ending. I'm actually gonna go hit this ether. Oh god. There we go. See, it gives you a little bit of heal. Like it's a band-aid basically. Boom. Another piece I broke off. And that's how you collect materials from the creatures to upgrade your armor and weapons. You could, in theory, have a bunch of swords or something, or a bunch of hammers that aren't really good at breaking pieces off. Good at doing pieces of damage, but they can't break the pieces off, and you won't get any materials at all, or very, very little. I'm doomed. This dude is so bad. Probably because I'm just trying to also talk at the same time. That's not what I meant to do. Oh. see, there he goes. Goes his leg. There's no way to knock him out of enrage. You can just, if you catch him when he's about to, you maybe like interrupt him. But then he'll just kind of quickly go into the next chance he gets. I mean, you can definitely still break pieces off, but ooh, just barely missed that. But now I can lay into his head and start disorienting him, which I don't know if I mentioned is kind of my main job as a hammer bro. All right, he's settling down. And funny enough, if the creature actually is standing like the Shrike, which is a giant eagle or owl creature, if they stand up, they'll actually be harder to knock out because their head is higher. You have to do swing your hammer a certain way, which is basically just holding a direction or not holding a direction to make it swing upwards. And we won. And that's a hunt. It'll now give us a breakdown of your personal rank and your team rank. That's plus, nice. As well as a breakdown of it's like medals, like in Overwatch or what have you. So I got gold in damage, interrupts, behemoth parts broken, and revived allies. I guess myself. Does that count? Am I an ally to myself? And then you can see you get weapon, arcanite, and armor arcanite, which are currencies for weapon and armor upgrades. And Skarn hide, which is material you need for the armor or weapons. But yeah, that's Dauntless. Like I said, free to play. Anybody watching, I'll put a link in the description. The description's already there. I'm just gonna put a link in there to the download page. Download for free. They do have some cosmetics now that you can buy. Dye packs. You can dye your armors different colors. Things like that to help support the game. It's been open beta since last month, I believe, and it's just super fun. So yeah, I just wanted to do a video on it because that's honestly what I've been playing lately. But yeah, that's it. Happy hunting.